If I go to fucking Egypt, I'm gonna buy the clothes in Egypt. I'm not bringing clothes with me, nigga. I have so much money now. I'm gonna be with the Egyptians doing Egypt shit, nigga. That's what I'm gonna be doing.
Could you imagine Tony going to like Italy and trying to buy clothes in his size?
No, I'm thinking of Tony down in Egypt touring the pyramids. He's like, my people built these back when they first came to this planet 2,000 years ago.
Going back to the aliens. What a piece of shit, bro.
He's inside the pyramid. He goes, "Bok bok," and shit starts to open up.
Shit starts transforming into a spaceship. Oh my god.
Some people would say that a good cheesy bread is a key to happiness.
I would say those people might be right. Mm-hmm. I'm inclined to agree.
I can tell you this. Going into that happiness, rolling right off of that. What is happiness? Right? Can material things make you happy though? Like, do you guys think like having money and cars and a fat ass house and fucking all types of shit, like is that truly happiness?
That's the first time I've heard somebody use fat in a while.
Yeah, like a PHAT car, fat ass house.
Pretty hot and tempting. Yeah. Fat. I'm an alien, boys.
In short, yes. Hot take.
I think so.
Hell yeah, I think having money, cars, anything you could pay for in the entire world that you could have it, yeah, that's fucking happiness, dude.
Yeah.
But what is happiness though? Like the actual thing, what is happiness? I understand like, if I had a couple $100K in the bank just chilling and money keeps coming in, yeah, I'm going to be happy. I can do things that I want to do. Yeah, I'm happy. But what is the real happiness? Because material things, like for some people, material things don't make you truly happy. It's happiness, but it's not true happiness.
I think that they've kind of proven the material things don't actually. They're not going to lead to contentment in life. Like this concept of enough. You guys have no idea how much I love this topic because there's this concept of enough that I've been thinking about a lot lately. Because I don't think that there is such a thing as enough. Like they did some studies recently, and it doesn't matter how much money you're making. You're making fucking $15,000 a year with your minimum wage job. You're making 6 figures with your executive job. Doesn't matter. You always want more money. It doesn't matter how much you have in the bank. Doesn't matter how much you have saved. Doesn't matter. You always want more money. That's just the human condition, is that there is no such thing as enough. And I think it goes into material goods. Doesn't matter. Look at Jeff Bezos. Man could buy anything he wants in the world, and he still was like, well, you know what would really make me happy? Flying in a rocket and going to suborbital space. And and now he's going to be like, you know what I really want? I want to go to the moon. I want to go to Mars. Like, there's not going to be anything that's going to be enough for even a man with that amount of wealth.
Yeah, that could be an addiction. Point. That could be an addiction.
Money is an addiction, 100%.
Absolutely.
But that's an addiction that everybody needs to survive. Like
it is. Now, I'm not saying that the opposite is true, though. I don't think that I don't think you have to have no money to. I don't think having no money doesn't lead to happiness either. I mean, money helps, absolutely. Vacations can give you some momentary happiness, if nothing else. Having a nice car might make you happy because I guess you make other people jealous and you enjoy that. I don't know. I don't quite understand the
only reason
Maserati thing.
The only reason why I like money is because I want things, right? I think that's anybody, right? Mm-hmm. But I don't need to have X amount of money. Like if my whole thing is, if I have money in the bank for any random, if my car blows up, I can get a car, like, emergency money. And I could just continue making my whatever amount that I make a year, whatever you make, but you got enough emergency money. That's all I want. I don't need nothing more than that. You know what I mean? Like, because happiness for me, or what I think is true happiness, is what I kind of already have. My wife and my kid. You know what I mean? Like, I come home, it is crazy because I used to come home. I think about it the other day. Like I came home before I had a kid. And I'd just be like, "Hey, baby, how's everything?" Then I talking. Then I come into my room, shower, bro, whatever, play video games. We'll talk here and there, and it was just normal. My day would be stressful. I'd come home tired or whatever. I come home now, and it's just like I see my son. I'm instantly not tired. I'm overjoyed with happiness. I see my wife there with my kid. I'm overjoyed with even more happiness, and it's just like, wow, this is what happiness really. This is what Barb Marley was saying in that interview. Like material things don't make you happy. Like this is the shit that makes you happy. You don't need all the fancy stuff or the clothes and the Gucci and the Prada and the Dior. You don't need that shit. You know, it's just like this shit here is what happiness is. Something that doesn't cost anything. Something that it's pretty much free and you can enjoy it every single day of your life. But there's some realistic value into this shit too, right? Because in order for my kid to be happy, I need to have him in a house. I need to have him have clothes. I got to be able to feed him. So it's like a yin and yang, right? Like you need the money to continue with your free happiness, your true happiness, but don't make the money the thing, right? Because money comes and goes. Don't put a price tag on money. That's the one thing I've always was taught. Never, like I know that sounds stupid, probably, but I'm saying like don't make money the main objective. Don't be blinded by going to work every single day and not spending that time with your child or with your family or just living in the moment. You know what I mean? Like, of course, we all got a 9 to 5. Of course, well, most of us. But just live in the moment. When you're out of work, don't be like, I gotta work Saturday and then I gotta work Sunday. Nah, bro. You need that time for yourself. You need that me time, which you know what I mean? Like it's just I don't know.
It's important to keep your Sunday mornings free so you can do what you enjoy and
yeah. You don't gotta fucking be here with
you need some recharge time. You need some time you don't have to deal with other people that just annoy you sometimes and you just get some me time.
But yeah, I agree with the sentiment, but I don't know. I think money definitely makes you happy. Like I think if you were dead broke, you would not be happy coming home to your wife and kid.
No, that's why I said there's some realistic shit to it. You need the fucking money. I mean, you're happy, I'm happy. You know, I can't speak for them too. Well,
I mean, the number one like the number one argument is like the number one like cause of arguments in marriages is money, right?
And sex.
No, it's money. Like it's financial problems.
No, and sex. What are you talking about? That's clean.
I'm just talking about the studies that I've read. Like financial problems is the number one.
No, yeah.
Keep in mind, Tony. There can only be one number one.
And Will Ferrell. No, let me stop. Anyway, fucking. There's the money, and then there's sex. Like it's like right in the cups.
Yeah, but that would make sex number 2 and money number 1.
They might be together.
Money and sex. Okay.
Seriously though, because it's like if money's
you
not
have
right,
sex problems.
No, I'm saying for the people. If money's not right, okay, cool. But if the sex is good, you can still deal with the normal day of stress. Just saying.
I don't think
a healthy.
I don't
sex
think go
life.
Go,
healthy sex life with your partner is important.
They're not going to cheat on you.
Some people have a larger libido than others, though. Some people have a very large sexual appetite, and some people aren't trying to fuck 3 times a day. I understand that. Like it's rough.
I don't know if I would love to fuck 3 times a day, but I like the ideal of fucking 3 times a day.
It could happen.
I would not want to fuck 3 times a day.
I didn't say I want to. I like the idea.
I think it sounds appealing, but I don't know. That just sounds exhausting. That just sounds like I'm trying to do other shit with my day, like trying to waste the whole day and fuck.
Unless it's quickies, right? It could be quickies. Like
quickies are the best. Yeah, quickies are the best.
Slop, top, mop, boom, bomb, out. Like that's the quick. Anyway,
would you say that you'll be broke? Broke is a joke. I'm talking about like every month you're fucking pinching pennies to pay bills, but you're getting them quickies in. You think you'll be happy? I wouldn't. I'd be fucking miserable. I'd be happier with the quickies, but
Joey, the three of us have been maxing on the conversation here. What is your take on this?
Sex. He's saying if you can get a quickie in, he's happy. I don't want nothing else.
I think you guys made a lot of good points. I think sustainability, first thing. Like once you get to a level of sustainability where your bills are not an issue, you can take care of the bills, no issue. You can take care of everybody's monetary issues, no problem. I think that's like a very good point of like, okay, I'm happy because all of these things that used to worry me when I didn't make enough money, when you know what I mean, I didn't have the right job, and all these things didn't line up for me. Like those things worried me. You know what I mean? Like, oh, was I gonna be able to get groceries and shit like that? And when you know what I mean? Like when you have to like look at the grocery store and you're like constantly getting the cheaper shit, and you're like, I cannot waste money and stuff like that.
You're on the hand of money makes you happy. Enough money to where you don't have to stress makes you happy.
Sustainability. I think that's like the right word. When you're sustainable, to whatever, if you have a family with 2 kids, and what's sustainability for them? You know what I mean? Like probably making a certain amount of money that everybody, I feel like once you reach that level, money kind of doesn't have that much of effect anymore. Like because like I there's nothing that I can't buy myself that if I want it, I just fucking get it. I'm not hurting, you know what I mean? I'm not like, I just plan it out and you get it. Having an insane amount of money would be nice, but I don't know if it's gonna make me happier. I don't know. I've just I don't know if that's really, I mean, I guess being a billionaire, trillionaire, doing whatever, that'd be cool.
I guarantee you that if you were a billionaire, you will be happier than you are right now. I don't see how you can't say yes to that.
Yeah, I probably
like it should be so fucking lit. Right. I'll take my $1 billion. I'll buy like a giant plot of land, build a bunch of cribs. My whole family could live on the compound like it's Godfather 2 and shit. Should be crazy.
Man, everyone says that. Everyone says that. But you know what the number one thing they say you need to do if you ever win the lottery, like a significant amount of the lottery is? The number one thing you need to do is you need to talk to an attorney immewentty. You need to talk to an attorney, you need to talk to an accountant. Because the second that you have money, everyone feels like they have some amount of your money that they're entitled to. Your family, your friends, you're going to have cousins coming out of the woodwork. You're going to have, we were in second grade together back at the elementary school.
Like, this may be a little tangent right now, but it's good. If I hit a huge jackpot of money, I already have things into play where it's going to happen, right? I'm giving certain people, I'm giving people briefcases. Be like, listen, this is money. You're not getting anything else from me. We could still keep everything how it is. You run out of this money, don't come to me with no fuck boy, I need to borrow shit, because I'm not giving you no more money. So we can be friends and still hang out. And then that's it. And then I'm going to go travel the world for a year. I'm not bringing no clothes with me. Wherever I go, me and my wife and my son, now my son, we're gonna buy the clothes in that fucking place and eat and do shit in that fucking place. And that's it. But then I'm gonna come back and show you guys and tell you guys my stories and all types of shit. That's what I'm gonna do.
That's so fucking strange. You want to go shopping every day? Like you're gonna get up, you're a fucking billionaire.
We're gonna go if I go to fucking Egypt, I'm gonna buy the clothes in Egypt. I'm not bringing clothes with me, nigga. I have so much money now. I'm gonna be with the Egyptians doing Egypt shit, nigga. That's what I'm gonna be doing.
Can you imagine Tony going to like Italy and trying to buy clothes in his size?
No, I'm thinking of Tony down in Egypt touring the pyramids. He's like, my people built these back when they first came to this planet 2,000 years ago.
Going back to the aliens. What a piece of shit, bro.
He's inside the pyramid. He goes, bok, bok, and just starts to open up.
Just starts transforming into a spaceship. Oh, my God.
Oh, shit.
That's fucking ridiculous. Anyhow, I don't disagree that I think there were studies a while ago that said like once you make like I think it was like $75,000 a year. Like once you hit that number, no amount of money beyond that would actually
increase your happiness,
make you happier. So I'm not. I should be clear. I'm not speaking for everybody in general. I'm speaking for myself. I would be happier with more money. I could buy more of the shit that I want. That's the shit. Enjoying my time is what makes me happy. So money enables me to enjoy my time.
Sure.
If I never had to work again, and I could just do the shit that interests me, I think I'd be happier.
Yeah.
Obviously, I would still have to occupy my time just sitting in my crib 7 days out of the week. I think I might get sadder.
No, you can have sex 3 times a day now.
Well, yeah, then you got time to fuck 3 times a day and still play video.
I mean, it's a balancing act, right? Like there's a certain amount of money that you need. You need enough money to have your bills covered. You need enough money to be able to purchase things. That financial freedom of not having to check your bank account when you make a big purchase, just being like, no, I got money in there. I know that I got that money. This is life changing. That's a nice feeling to get to that point in your life. I don't know if you necessarily need a partner. I think that asexual people could still find happiness. I don't think that's necessary. I think it is important to have some kind of love in your life, whether that's from your family,
I don't know about
from your friends, whether that's from your romantic partner. I think that there is some amount of love in your life that you need to actually have happiness.
Yes.
Yeah, that asexual comment, I don't know about that. Because it's I'm not saying that they need a partner, but, and when I say partner, I'm not saying sex partner or anything, just a friend in general. Somebody, I don't think somebody can just be asexual and not have anybody and not do, and not, you know what I mean? You need somebody.
See, this is Tony tuning out after he hears one word in my sentence.
Yeah, because the following sentence was, you do need some love in your life, either through friends or family, and he listed other ways that people could fulfill. You're saying that you need a significant other to share a living space with in order to be happy?
No, sex.
Well, asexual people don't feel the need to have sex.
Yeah,
asexual people don't have sex.
Nothing.
Yeah, all right, maybe you don't know what asexual is. They have no interest in sexual relationships. So some of them will have some of them even get married. The idea of a companionship and stuff like that is still on the table. It's just the idea of fornicating is not interesting. So it doesn't bring them any type of gratification.
So an asexual person would be okay with their significant other cheating.
Some of them will have open relationships because they can't give that sexual need. Some of them will still be able to. I mean, it's not like they can't have sex. So some of them will be like, okay, this is just a once a month thing or something for me because it doesn't do anything for them personally.
A once a month.
I don't know if that's the exact way that it works, but I know that asexual people do get married. Some of them have open relations. Some of them have monogamous relationships. It just all depends on.
Some of them get with asexual people.
You ever see BoJack Horseman with the character Todd in there? He gets into an asexual relationship with another character that is also asexual.
No, I've never watched that cartoon.
And they have a super close relationship, but sex is just not part of what they do as part of their relationship.
Any asexual person or a group of people out there who watch the show, luckily, if you do, please comment on YouTube or send a private message. I would love to have you on the show, and I would love to pick your brain on how how that really actually works. Because I'm mind blown by this. I just can't understand. If you're asexual, all right, so you don't like sex, or it doesn't do nothing to please you, but you're willing to have sex for your partner if they're not asexual. I just would like to pick your brain and figure out more. So
if you go down on your partner, does it do anything for you? It can be a similar concept to that.
Yeah,
but I mean, there's a lot of intricacies with normal sexual relationships, or not even normal, but sexual relationships. There's lots of intricacies with asexual relationships too. There's not just one.
Me doing that whole me, if I go on my wife, yeah, that makes me. I'm a giver. All right, I like to please.
All right,
but that's going mad into my woman's.
We hit a big tangent.
Anyway,
I think it's a pretty simple concept that when you're with other people, not even sexually, even just your friends and things like that. You sometimes do shit that you have no interest in doing because you want someone else to be happy. So like sometimes my wife is like, yo, let's go do something. I don't want to be doing that shit sometimes.
That shit, yeah.
But, you know, sometimes I'm like, all right, cool, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Because it makes her happy. You know what I mean? I'd imagine what Mateo was describing is similar, like an asexual person having sex occasionally to please their partner. I mean, beyond that, you know, there's asexual people that get with other asexual people. So they just, like you said, from BoJack Horseman, they just don't have any kind of sexual interaction, but they may get married, share a house, sleep in the same bed, you know, do all the other shit that, you know, married or non-married.
That's fire, I guess.
Couples,
I mean,
you know,
that's fire.
But to get back on track.
Yeah. I want to say something.
Go for it, bud.
I think that people who try to be happy 100% of the time it's the wrong way of thinking. I don't think being happy 100% or always being happy is even practical. Like in real life, I think you're gonna be happy sometimes, and sometimes you're not gonna be as happy. You know what I mean? Sometimes you're gonna feel like shit. It's like for me, it's like ebbs and flows, roller coasters. It's just the up and down of life.
I think you're talking about something a little different, right? Because we're saying self-happiness. What you're saying is, if I'm grumpy, I'm not going to portray my grumpiness to others. I'm going to be happy I'm going to portray happiness to people, because being happy is contagious a little bit, right? Like if I'm fucking down and out and you guys are like, you know, come say, hey, what up? And I'm like, you're going to be, now at this point, you're going to be like, what the fuck? So what you're saying is like being happy all the time. Yeah, I think even if you're down and out, my nigga, I'm upset or I'm having a bad day at work, I come home, I'm instantly happy because I'm not going to put that on my kid or my wife. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, you just not.
It's okay to not feel good. You shouldn't like resent those feelings. You should just work through them and like accept that you had a shitty day and accept that maybe you're sad right now. But like I feel like that's not always. For me, I guess like my mood changes, and you know sometimes I'm sad and sometimes I get out of that, and you know what I mean.
No, you could be sad. Anybody can be sad. I get sad sometimes when I remember certain smells of my grandmother. I get sad. You know, like or when someone that dies that I miss, like I get sad, and then, you know, then your true happiness kind of changes there a little bit, but then you realize like these things are going to happen. We are all going to die.
I think that Doey actually covered something I was going to talk about. I think that you need a little bit of sadness in your life to really appreciate happiness. I think you need a little bit of that sour with the sweet. Could you imagine just they've made entire movies about like these like utopian dystopias, basically, where you get every single need met. Look at WALL-E. They have everything they could ever want in their life. Are those fat asses on that spaceship happy? No, that's the entire point of the movie, is that you have to struggle. There has to be a little to get full contentment and happiness in your life. There has to be work put in.
Didn't Tupac say something like, if you go through the struggle, or to only be happiness, you have to go through some pain or some shit like that? I'm probably misquoting the fuck out of him, but
are you thinking of 50 Cent?
No, I think Tupac said it.
50 said, love wouldn't feel so good if it wasn't for pain.
No, he said that. But, well, that's a better one. But yeah, Tupac said
same bullshit. Yeah, you got to have perspective, right? If you're happy all the time, then that's just the normal.
That's just the baseline.
Yeah, and right. If you feel if you got some dips, when you experience those rises, like, you know, they feel that much better. No, I think Doey is not wrong saying like you have to work through your feelings. You have to. It's okay not to feel good. I feel like, I guess my point of contention there would be, I don't think like a moment of sadness means that I'm unhappy, like overall. Like if I'm sad today because I had a bad day, it doesn't mean that I'm an unhappy person.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's kind of a strange concept. I feel like overall in life, I feel content, but right now I feel sad, right? Like, but yeah, I think it's okay to not feel good, and yeah, like you said, I don't think it's fair that maybe for your kid it's fair because you kind of bring them into life without their consent, but in general, I don't think that you should put up like a front to like make other people feel good. You got to act like you're happy so they don't have to deal with your sadness. Like, that ain't cool. Like, you should, be the way that you're being, feel the way that you feel and let people deal with it. If you don't want to deal with it, then get the fuck out of here. Like, I don't think it's right that I need to act like I'm happy so that you could be happy.
I feel like in certain applications, like when you're at work, sometimes you have to like put on a front.
Yeah, and that's fucked up. But like that. Yeah,
it's emotional code switching.
Yeah, 100%.
Yo,
what's your face, Tony? What's this about?
Tony
didn't like when I said. Tony didn't like when I said that your kid didn't consent to being born. Let's argue about that. Let's argue about that.
What do you mean by that? Like, what do you mean?
Luca didn't ask to be born. Luca didn't ask to be born.
How can I consent to him? Say, hey, Luca. I talk to my nuts. Hey, Luca, do you want to be born? Like, what are you talking about?
I'm literally saying that they can't consent.
I don't think he's saying it's. I don't think he's saying it's a negative thing or anything like that. It's just.
It's just mad negative.
No, it's just the fact of the matter. It's not like there's like a commission on the back end every time you're having sex, and they're like, do you consent to be born this time? He's like, nah, not this time. He's gonna have to try again.
Yeah. It's how I was just
I'm saying no one chooses to be born. Do you agree with that, Tony?
Yeah, that's not something you.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
For you to be born, you don't choose it yourself.
Yeah, I'm sorry. An individual does not choose to be born. Like I didn't get to pick whether I would be born or not, right?
You're popping out of your mom, and you're like, nope. and
this is
put me back in.
And this is all nothing religiously. But if you go in religiously aspect in it, then they could possibly say that maybe God chose or some type of form. I don't know. I was going somewhere with it, but I'll just Michael Scott.
Yeah, I mean,
shit.
let's say there is a God and he chose for you to be born. That's cool that he did that. I'm saying I didn't choose to be born. I don't think that's changing the fact that Luca didn't have a choice on whether he was born or not.
I think Luca wanted to be born.
Oh my God. No, he did not. He's a fucking baby. He doesn't even think anything yet.
So you don't think
my point is that you kind of owe it to your kid to give them the best of life because you put them in the situation. They didn't have a choice to be put here. You put them in it. So I'm saying maybe to them, it's right to say, fuck it. I'm going to change my mood and make sure that they're happy. I need to make sure they're happy. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, I agree with that. Okay, that's fine. I agree with that.
I'm like, I don't know where the fuck you're going with this.
This is a hot take right now. No. This is a hot take. Because now you're saying that since you chose for your child to be born, they didn't have an option. You can also choose not to have your child then, right?
I mean, I don't think those two connect, but yeah, I think I could choose to not have a child.
I also agree with that, but I think that we're gonna have to drop these other two topics so we get into an abortion discussion right now.
I mean, I'm gonna add it though, but we'll save that for another time.
You got birth control, you got condoms. That's you choosing. How many fucking kids I didn't have? There's a lot.
Damn.
I think that
3 times a day, bud.
Go ahead, Doughboy. Sorry.
I think that kids, they're contagiously happy. They're just, I get very happy when I see kids and stuff like that. And it's very just like, I could be in a bad mood, but if I see a little kid and they know me on a certain level, I have to show them that same love and that I don't know, it's very weird how I could be feeling like shit. And then I see a little kid and I'm like, all right, this is my little homie. I'm gonna have to show it up for him.
Bro, wait until you have a kid one day, bro. That shit might cure depression for you. Honestly.
I think having a child and a wife and a family structure is very fulfilling
for you, especially.
I think
you can't speak for everybody. Just for
I think that in general, like when people say what makes them happy, they look towards their family and they said, that being able to have my family is very I think it's a very fulfilling aspect in life. Maybe some people who don't want to have kids and stuff like that, but for me, I would like to have a big family.
Well, I mean, happiness is a personal quest, right? Me personally, I love being an uncle. Could not care whether I ever have a child or not. I don't think I need to get married in my life to have happiness. I would like to have a partner, but I don't feel the need to get married. I don't give a fuck about that piece of paper and wearing a ring.
Sounds like a man who don't
what?
want half his shit taken when a divorce comes through. Now let me stop.
I also think that very European centric idea of marriage, I don't know if it's the way we should be looking at things. Like it treats women and people like property. And it's like that's not really how relationships work. You know
women,
what I mean?
What do you mean, like women? So you're saying getting married makes the woman a piece of property at this point?
It's like because you're putting it's like you're wrapping up your love and saying, oh, this is an object, like we're married. I don't know if it's the healthiest aspect of. I think I've seen a lot of people that have been boyfriend girlfriend for 30 years, and I always thought that was weird when I was a kid, but then maybe that's the way. You know what I mean? Maybe you guys should just be partners and not be, you know what I mean, have this ring. You know what I mean?
I think a lot of people treat marriage as like a band-aid for problems they already have in their relationship. And I think that is part of what is giving you that bad taste potentially. There's a lot of bad marriages out there, man, especially in like communities like the Hispanic community, that divorce didn't used to be a thing you discuss. Like it was like, no, you don't get divorced. You just stick together. You're married. That's forever.
But that's not happiness though. That can't be happy. That's
that's Mateo's point. Is like, that being single in that case would be happier than being married.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. To Doey's, comments. I think I had two kind of things. One for sure about kind of like how you objectify, not you, but how women are objectified in the whole like wedding type of thing. Like if you look at a lot of like the ceremonial stuff that occurs, like, in a traditional wedding, like a dad walking his daughter down the aisle to hand her to another man, it really signifies that like the woman in this case is just like a vehicle prize to some man's like prize or some new possession he's gonna acquire, and the it's almost like the woman was given by another man. Like it's like a transfer of ownership. Like and there's a lot of little traditions like that when it comes to like weddings and old school marriages and stuff that kind of it stinks of like that type of like sexist like thought and stuff.
Part of the whole wedding ceremony used to be they would watch you have sex the first time that you had sex. Like they wanted to make sure that you actually consummated the marriage.
Consummate your marriage, yeah.
That's why like that.
Who would watch you?
That was a thing with like nobility back when they would marry back in like the
serf
times. Just
the
everyone,
family
like
in general.
The wedding party would watch you have sex the first time. They wanted to make sure you consummated the marriage.
There'll be a crowd of people hanging out by the door while you're getting it in, just to make sure, because they're like, yo, if this woman doesn't get impregnated, like all this ceremony, none of this shit is not gonna hold unless like that man puts his seed in her, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've been behind doors while other people have been having sex, so maybe I did the same thing.
I don't know if they were straight up behind doors. I think they were in the room with them, but I haven't researched that much into medieval wedding traditions.
I'm gonna be honest. That's some freaky deaky shit. That'd make a good porno, but I should be a porn director.
Toys, I got a little bit of an exhibitionist streak in him.
Yeah,
I think there was I don't know, culturally though, things that you might think are freaky deaky now, or I don't know, like people used to have sex more in the open, like in different times or in different cultures. Like you have like I don't know, like people that sharing like huts or something like that together, they would just be getting it in, multiple people just having sex in this room, like, and now you would be appalled if like, you like if somebody was in the room with you while you're having sex, you'd be like, what this is strange, you need to get the fuck out. Like
I've actually been in a room with people having sex.
Tony's been in some interesting situations. He's been outside of doors. He's been in rooms.
And that, like, being in that situation makes you want to have sex. So then that happens. And then now you understand what that hut meaning meant. Just saying.
Nah, I think it makes, like, culturally how we are now feel that way. But I think back in the day, I don't know if it had necessarily the same impact. Like, because it would have been more normal. But I don't know.
Well, going back to truly happiness, I mean,
we started with sex and we ended with sex.
We started with money and we ended with sex.
Yeah.
Money and sex. Who said that? Tony said that. Money and sex.
But nah, happiness is definitely, and I guess in the beholder's eye or whatever, maybe, like, because everybody, obviously, Pucho said if he had a X amount of money, he'll be a way more happier than what he is now. I said somewhat the same. Doughboy says just finding sustainability. Is what you said, though?
Being sustainable. I think like I said, especially for the money aspect, like I said, of course, if I had $1 billion, $1 trillion and I can do whatever I want, and life every day was an amusement park. It's just the world was a vessel for my happiness. Of course, that shit is gonna be like, but then like I've even seen that like I've worked in buildings that millionaires and like really, really rich people lived in. It's not easy to make genuine friends when you're that rich. People use you once they know that they can get something out of you. Sometimes those people buy their friendships as well. So there's like a lot of that going on once you have a lot of money. So we're speaking from a position of we had nothing when we met each other and we just haven't had shit and we kind of grew to having stuff. So like I would say that there's aspects that I don't think we're thinking about with money primarily, but money is so easy. Sex is so easy. Like there's a lot of different things with happiness, like that don't come from money or sex and stuff like that. And I think those are, those are important as well.
Jay-Z cheated on Beyonce and they have more money than God. They couldn't even find happiness in each other.
Jay-Z had Beyonce and $1 trillion. And it's like, damn, that's crazy. And he went for Becky. That's why Solange was
good hair
whooping his ass in that fucking elevator.
Maybe she gave him that Guacmaster 2000 slop top from the back shit. You don't know.
That's a good segue into the
I would have slapped the shit out of Solange punching me like that. I ain't getting hit by nobody. I don't care. I don't care.